Well, hello everyone and happy Thursday. It is 2:30 on Thursday, which means it's time for our weather update for the week. One of our weather updates, of course, we've been doing the updates now on Monday as well at 2:30, just to make sure everyone can be ready for the week. And then when we do these updates on Thursday, we're trying to target in a little bit more on that weekend, let you know what you can expect as you're trying to plan for maybe any outdoor events or what you can expect to end the week. And we have a lot of activity out there to end this week, so a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it. So this is as of Thursday at 2:30. Of course, if you're watching this at a later date, of course, you can watch it at any time on our 11 Alive Plus app right there on Roku and Fire TV. The information is still important, but you're getting some of the current conditions that we have at 2:30 on Thursday, because I know we have some people who are watching this live, and you're also going to get that forecast for the weekend. So if you're watching at a later time, don't worry, we're going to get to the forecast in just a moment. Let's talk about what we have right now, though. A lot of cloud cover out there to start off our day here for Thursday and into this afternoon. You see the shower activity that we've been dealing with. The time lapse shows all that. This cloud cover is not going anywhere. We're sticking with it as we head throughout today. We're also going to be having off and on shower activity possible. Right now in Atlanta, as of 2:30, it's not that bad on the rain, but just off to our north, we do have a lot of showers. Looking out across the region, you can tell that up towards Floyd County, the wind's blowing a little bit there as you see the flags on the flagpole moving towards downtown Rome. Some very wet roadways there. They have a little more shower activity northwest of the metro. Down towards Noonan, not so much on the rainfall, but still a lot of cloud cover to go around. And then up towards the airport, everything moving smoothly towards downtown. Similar conditions, just a lot of clouds. Temperatures have kind of stalled off for today. We had 70s very early on this morning. That was pretty much our high. And for the rest of today, these temperatures stay right down into the 60s. A lot of cloud cover, the shower activity, and the winds have actually now turned a little bit more out of the northwest. So a little bit of a cooler air mass moving in. We are going to stay cooler for this afternoon. Really, we had 70s for highs, but that was early in the morning, just after midnight. So that's when our high was. The rest of today, though, we're in the 60s. So here's the shower activity that we're dealing with as of 2:30 on Thursday. You see some of the heavier showers just to the northwest of downtown and northwest of the perimeter, rather. You see up towards Dallas, Tallapoosa, looking over towards Cedartown, and then up towards Canton, even in Cherokee County. There's some more moderate to heavy showers. Those continue to drift off to the east, and yes, they're going to be impacting the Atlanta metro around the evening commute. Notice we have a lot more shower activity off to our west. A lot of activity in Alabama, Mississippi, stretching even all the way back off towards portions of Arkansas and Louisiana. I want you to also look way back into Texas. Look over just west of Dallas into the Abilene area, down through San Angelo, into portions of what is even considered West Texas. That's where we have some watches and warnings in place right now. They have a better threat for severe weather off to our west for today, something we're going to continue to keep an eye on. Thankfully, not going to impact us as much, but something we want to keep you updated on. We're going to talk more about that in a moment. First, I want to talk a little bit about the good news with all this rainfall that we're dealing with here in Georgia. Pollen counts have been very high. We had a high count of pollen every day for pretty much the past week. 671 was the count for today. And you can see that pine, oak, hackberry, sweet gum, birch, all are the main contributors there. Grass is only at a low contribution. Same thing with weeds. Mold, though, is high thanks to the rainfall that we've been having more recently. You see that we went through February. We had a lot of days there that were high on the pollen. And then for this month so far, the first, we had a high count at a little over 700. And for today, we've been over 600. So we're still in that high count. A lot of things are blooming out there. You're going to notice the flowers on the trees. If you look at the tips of the trees outside, you'll notice that they're thickening up with those buds that will sprout out into leaves. And we're actually ahead for this year on the leaf index. Your spring leaf index showing that we are more than 20 days ahead even in some spots in North Georgia. So yes, if you're wondering, it seems a little early for us to be seeing all these leaves. It is. We're ahead of schedule. Looking off towards the southwest, though, into portions of California, Arizona, New Mexico, that's where winter's been actually holding on a little bit stronger. They've actually even had a good amount of snow in some of those spots, and with that, they are behind. Some of those blues that you see showing up, that means that their leaf schedule, their schedule as far as spring is concerned, they're about 20 days behind. So we're lucky to be a little bit ahead here. I say lucky. I'm a spring lover myself. That's why I say that. But I know a lot of people are saying, oh, goodness, it's early on the allergies. But let's hope that means that allergy season moves through a little bit quicker. You know, that's possible. It's not a guarantee, but it's possible with that. Here's what we have as far as the storms in Texas. You know, I told you earlier we were going to talk a little more about this. Up in Oklahoma, they have some strong storms to go along with it. Anywhere from areas west of Dallas, Fort Worth, over towards Abilene, Texas, all the way through Texarkana, where you see the red shade, and even into portions getting closer on towards Little Rock, Monticello, Arkansas there, and southeast Arkansas. That's where they have a moderate risk, a level 4 out of 5. That's a pretty significant risk for severe weather that they have for areas off to our west. But notice that North Georgia is not included in a threat today for severe weather. The marginal risk only stretches as far east as the Birmingham and Huntsville area, really a little bit further east of that, almost getting into further eastern portions of Alabama, but it does not include Georgia. We are not expecting severe weather today. We do have maybe a rumble of thunder or two possible, but that's about it, and some shower activity. But for Friday, things change a little bit. We are going to have a little bit of a better chance for some strong to severe storms. A few isolated to scattered storms could be strong to severe, that is, where we have a level 2 out of 5 here for North Georgia. That's a slight risk. Looking off to our north, though, Tennessee, Kentucky, that's where they have a level 3 out of 5, a little bit more likely for them to see some stronger to severe storms. So what can we expect for the day there on Friday? Well, a cold front's going to move through. It's going to bring some gusty winds, possibly even damaging winds with a few storms. And then also a brief spin-up tornado could be possible. That's going to be something we're watching closely. And then periods of heavy rainfall. Not going to be as constant and widespread heavy rainfall like what we have for today, but periods of heavy rainfall are going to be possible. Let's get through the timeline here. First of all, today, nothing severe with this, but you see as we head throughout the afternoon on Thursday, some shower activity is going to be possible. We move into tonight by 10:30. Still a few isolated showers. Again, nothing severe at this time period. A few isolated showers to start off the day on Friday. Still not talking about severe weather yet as of Friday morning, but you could have some shower activity on that morning commute. This is 8 a.m. So when do we get the stronger storms? The answer is, as we head into the afternoon, is going to be when our threat is for severe weather. I want you to look at 12:30, closer on up towards Nashville, into portions of Tennessee. That's kind of right in the center of your screen right now. You see where the reds and oranges are just to the east of the main highways there in Nashville. That's going to be where some of the stronger storms are, possibly even in the northern portions of Alabama. A little bit of a zoom out. We're going to look kind of outside of our region here when we're looking at our forecast track. You're going to notice a lot of those heavier storms up into Kentucky, southern Illinois, southern Indiana. That's going to be where they have some of those stronger storms, I'm thinking, with this system. But as we head throughout the day, by 3 o'clock, look at the I-85 corridor. I'm talking anywhere from down towards LaGrange, through the Atlanta metro, up towards Blairsville, Clayton. You're seeing those yellows start to show up a little bit. Really isolated storms that could be strong. Again, not everyone gets a strong to severe storm, but a couple of these storms could end up being strong to severe. Could end up being strong to severe. That's the key word. And we're going to be keeping a close eye on that. Again, I think some of the stronger storms, look at Kentucky, Tennessee, where you're seeing some of those reds, Morristown, Tennessee, northeast Tennessee area, that's where that is. You know, maybe some of those stronger storms right through there. Temperatures rising into the 70s. Now, it's a pretty sharp drop-off in the rainfall behind this line. That's because this is a cold front moving in. It's going to bring in some cooler and drier conditions for the weekend. The storms are out of here by 5:30, 6 o'clock. Then we're left with drier weather as we head into the end of the day there Friday and overnight and then into the weekend. But it is going to be very breezy. We're talking about strong winds for throughout the day on Friday. We have a wind advisory in place from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. Our winds aren't going to be too strong at 7 a.m. I think it's going to be more into the latter part of the morning, early part of the afternoon when our winds pick up here in North Georgia. This wind advisory means that we have 15 to 25 mile per hour sustained winds. Gusts could be as high as 45 miles per hour, mainly into those North Georgia mountains. So make sure you secure anything that you may have loose outside, any lawn furniture, maybe your trash can. Make sure that it doesn't blow down the street or into your neighbor's yard. So make sure that you also have the 11 Alive app. It's always important to have this, especially when severe weather is possible. You can get weather alerts right there to your phone. You can watch newscasts live. So if you lose power at home due to a strong to severe storm, you can still get the weather information that we would be giving live. We can give it to you not just on air, on TV, but we will also, when we're on TV live, give it to you right there on your phone. You'll be able to watch it, get real-time information. Very valuable during severe weather season here in northern Georgia. Make sure you have that downloaded. Roku and Fire TV, don't forget to also download us there. You can get extra information like the update that you're seeing right now, right there at your fingertips. And then also, we like to do some extended news coverage out there on Roku and Fire TV. Be sure to download that. Get some great information right there at your fingertips whenever you want it. So great piece of information. Make sure you download that. If you hit the daily tab on that app, you'll also see that the temperatures take a little bit of a fall there for the weekend. Again, from that cold front, 60s for highs there for Saturday and Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, we bounce back into the 70s though. And notice, even when we take the dip in temperatures, we're still above average. The average is 62 this time of year. We stay above that all week. That is for high temperatures. And we stay above average for low temperatures, though, as well. Looking at the 5-day rainfall chance, we do get a break from the rain Saturday through Monday. Tuesday, though, does bring us a chance for a few isolated showers back in the forecast. How much rain do we get over the next 7 days? Because you see a lot of rain chances in there. Well, we'll get anywhere from about a half of an inch to an inch and a half of additional rainfall. The higher total is going to be in there for northeast Georgia. And then drought conditions. None listed for North Georgia with the latest update from the Drought Monitor, which comes out every Thursday morning. So this morning, we're doing this update here at 2:30 on Thursday. You see moderate drought there in southeast Georgia. That's about it. Some abnormally dry conditions, maybe just southwest of Albany, but not seeing any big issues out there, and especially not seeing any issues here for North Georgia because we had such a wet January. Now, February did not put as much rain in the rain gauge for the Atlanta airport, but other spots did see a more significant amount of rainfall. We're still ahead for this time of year, so no big worries. And then, of course, with the rainfall that we're having both for today and then into Friday, we're going to stay above or ahead of average for this time of year. So our normal year to date, you see just over 9 1/4 of an inch, but we're at more than 9 1/2 inches for rainfall right now. So here's what we can expect for the week ahead. You see that we have the 60% chance for rain for today. It was a little bit higher for this morning, this afternoon, not as high on the rain chances, but still a lot of us are going to be impacted by that rain. You see that we have the 70% chance for storms there on Friday. Again, a few of them could be strong to severe. We're going to be keeping a close eye on that. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb will be in this afternoon with the latest update on that forecast for the strong storms and be here all throughout the event there on Friday. Meteorologist Chesley McNeil, of course, keeping everybody updated in the morning on Friday morning. Be sure to tune into him for those latest updates as well. And then we head throughout Saturday and Monday, Saturday through Monday. You see those lows in the 40s, highs in the 60s to 70s. Looking like it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Make outdoor plans because it's going to be so nice. Yes, it's going to be cool in the mornings. You won't need the jacket for the afternoon, though, especially with that sunshine. Tuesday and Wednesday, there's those rain chances hanging out at about a 30 to 40% chance. And then we look at the rainfall outlook. Looks like above average rainfall possible there from day 8 through day 14. Looks like below average temperatures though. So make sure that you don't do any spring planting yet. Again, it's too early. You got to wait till early to mid-April. Yes, all the trees are in bloom, but we still got cold days ahead of us. Mid-March looks like it'll bring lows possibly down into the 30s, highs in the anywhere up into the 50s to 60s, so could be a little bit cold out there. Be ready for that. It's not out of the norm for us to see those colder conditions there in the middle of March. So I'm going to bring everything back up to the 7-day forecast. I hope that everybody can have a wonderful weekend ahead of them. Of course, we do these updates every Monday and every Thursday. Be sure to always tune in to stay updated on the forecast throughout the week. And then, of course, watch 11 Alive throughout the week to stay updated on that forecast. Download the 11 Alive app to your Roku and Fire TV devices. Make sure you got the app on your phone, too, so you can stay up to date during strong to severe storms, like what we have possible for Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll keep you updated on everything right here at 11 Alive.